I'm Reen Schwarzer, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. Microphones, activate!
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. Joining my party today is Taylor Hoyt. Hey, what's up, Taylor?
What's going on?
What's up? It's been, sorry we missed last week. We kind of had a thought. We saw that there was no news. We're like, you know what? We should change it up. And we decided to do some new segments. And you'll be seeing that this episode, right, Taylor?
Yeah, we're trying some new things, and hopefully, people like that, and it makes for better discussion. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Actually, this past weekend, Connor came over, and he had some interest in joining us with some episodes. So
cool.
We'll probably have him on. He'll probably sit right next to me. I think she has to go because I think that would scare him.
It's like, Nick, what happened, man?
Yeah.
What happened while I was gone?
I'm just like, yeah, that's a whole story that it's a whole saga that you completely missed, Connor.
Yep.
But yeah, still barely any news. But there's not really news. There's just updates to games, like trailers for this game. Trailer for this game's okay, that's cool. But there's not really much news. But there's one piece of news that I wonder if you're interested in. Mercenary Wings: The False Phoenix for Switch launches this November in the West.
I mean, I was looking that up earlier, and it seems like it's kind of more of the same. I thought maybe they would try to update it and make it run a little better, because it's very clearly like an iPhone port, and they do stuff it's very jittery. I mean, it plays fine, but it's not ideal. So I was hoping they would fix it up, but I don't think they're gonna. So there's too many other games I want to get to before the end of the year, so I'll probably skip out. But
yeah. But it has it where you're like, I'll get that if I did have time, kind of game. So, or it's okay, I've already played it, I know what it's like.
I think I had my fix. It was that other game came at a time where there really wasn't much going on with Switch, and I really wanted to play something on my Switch. It was kind of perfect for that, but I just got finished playing through Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is a far superior strategy RPG, and Fire Emblem Three Houses is coming out next year. So there's better stuff to play if I wanted to play it. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's and that's me. I really don't. It's not on my radar at all.
Well, you have so many games you haven't even started yet,
it keeps piling up. Soul Calibur 6 came.
Stop buying
on Friday,
games.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I have that, and it's just sitting on my desk. I haven't even opened it yet.
Don't buy anymore. It's fine. You got plenty.
They're all on my pre-orders, and that's why they're coming. It's just because they're pre-ordered
already.
You should
cancel pre-orders, except Smash. That's it.
I've canceled the ones I need to cancel, and that was Valkyrie Chronicles 4. All right, and you beat it, so we're going to talk about that later.
Yep.
But there's been new Dragon Quest 2 builders, Dragon Quest Builders 2 details. Something called the Akalm Island. Recruit the help of ruffians on Akalm Island. Lead them to mine a big haul. In order to make things out of metal, you will need ore ingredients such as copper and iron. While it is difficult for the protagonist to do this alone, the island ruffians are quite skilled when it comes to mining. By leading them to loads and building a bar to restore their spirits, you'll be able to mine tons of ore with each passing day.
That's kind of cool. I'm trying to picture how the old games played and how that would tie into that. Because what you would do is you would build certain rooms or certain structures in your base, and then more people would come, and that would make them happy, and then they would start doing things on their own. So my guess is you build that bar, and then the game said those guys will go mine for you, and then you can use the materials to build better weapons or something.
But it's a different island, so it's you have to travel to this island to do that.
Yeah, you might have to actually use the minecarts, because it gives you the option to build a minecart in the first one, but I never really used it, so maybe that's what it's for now.
And here's a new thing called Builder Puzzles. Puzzles await builders in various parts of the world. Take on the Builder Puzzles. There are various small ruins scattered throughout the world where you can challenge builder puzzles that utilize the power of a builder. Explore every inch of the world to take on these puzzles. Something good may happen if you're able to solve them.
I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah.
If you have to build certain structures or something, or because there weren't puzzles in the first one really. It was just a matter of like go kill a thing, build a thing, mine things. Like there weren't puzzles, so I'm curious what those look like.
It's like puzzles have various mechanisms such as switches that move blocks. Yeah, it just looks like there's like little tiny puzzles in the world that you could solve, and then when you solve them, they give you something good, maybe a rare item. Nice. I don't know how it works in Dragon Quest Builders. You're the Dragon Quest Builders master here. Yeah,
like I said, they didn't really have anything like that in the first one, so I'm very curious to see what that looks like. Maybe it's like a mechanic where you just like hit a, like you said, you hit a switch, something moves, and then you can put a block down, or maybe you put blocks in the way so switches will move one way, but then it stops it another way. I don't know. I'm curious though. That sounds interesting. I'm glad they're upping the ante and they're adding a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, have they announced the Dragon Quest Builders 2 release date over here yet?
I don't think so.
No, but it's for sure coming.
I believe they announced it for the West. They just haven't given it a release date.
Gotcha.
So my guess is that there will be a Nintendo Direct early next year, or maybe by the end of the year. I don't know.
I think there's got to be another Direct because they still got to show off. There's another character being announced for Smash Brothers.
For Smash? How do you know? Did they data mine it or something?
I just have a feeling there's got to be more characters, and they still have to show it off. So that's why I have a feeling that there's going to be a Direct near the end of the year. Maybe in November.
Yeah, it could be. If not, they usually almost always do one within the first month of the new year. So we'll see. I'm excited though. I feel like 2019 is going to be huge for Switch, in general. And then there's a lot of big RPGs coming out. Like we have all the Final Fantasies if you never played them, Fire Emblem. There's got to be a couple others that I'm forgetting, but Dragon Quest Builders maybe.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
No, well, they're working on something else. Hold on, let me pull a list up real quick.
All right. List of what?
I just wrote a list of all the JRPGs coming out next year, and I'm just trying to see if I can find.
Sorry.
Here it is. Okay.
Blah.
No. Where is it?
Can't find his list, guys.
Well, it's a list, but it's not loading on my phone for some reason. Anyway, we'll go on to the next thing. If I can find it, I'll let you know. But
the next thing is gonna be what we've been playing, man.
Okay.
What have you been playing, man?
What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of things.
I know you've been playing a lot of things. That's why you're looking for your list. I'll talk about what I've been playing first.
Okay, wait, hold on. Here's the list.
Okay.
So we've got Tales of Vesperia, obviously the definitive edition. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find games that are going to come to Switch. The new Switch Pokemon, that was the big one.
The Tales.
Yeah, Tales of
Vesperia.
Vesperia definitive edition is coming to Switch. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming to Switch. Town, yeah, I forgot about that. Fire Emblem, obviously. There's a new Atelier game, and I think that's coming to Switch. So there's quite a few. And then supposedly, we'll get, there's like that Animal Crossing. I guess that kind of counts. But yeah, if you have a Switch,
Ys 9,
yeah.
We'll see that in about 3 years.
Tokyo Xanadu port, that'd be awesome.
But why? We already have it.
No, just to get more people like talking about it, like I get it out there, Of course, there's the ever looming Persona 5 Ruby.
It's not happening.
It'll have been 2 years, By the time next year, it'll have been 2 years.
2 years, and they're gonna announce Persona 5 Arena, and we'll be like, yes, gotta do it.
Finally.
All right, so yeah, what we've been playing. Taylor's been playing a lot. He's finished a lot. I'm still playing the same damn game. I'm almost there. I could feel it.
So is it really like setting in that it was very obviously they have budget cuts or whatever, and it's like all story or whatever? Because that's all I hear about like the second disc, because that's all you do.
Oh yes, it is really funny. Like it doesn't like you totally could tell. It doesn't really take away from anything. Like the end of the first disc is like whoa, like all this crazy stuff happens, and then it like ends with like a cliffhanger kind of thing, and then it turns into a like the second disc happens, and then it turns into a recollection of what's happening. So you see like a character talking about what they're doing. So it's like,
weird.
So we went to this place to do this, and this happened, and then this happened, and then we went here, and this crazy thing happened, and then you like boss fight, and then yeah, it's like whoa, okay. So you could totally tell that it's like, oh, that was gonna be a dungeon, and oh yeah, that should have been something. But then like there are dungeons still. It's just
Okay.
in between like the story moments, it's like it goes really fast. It's like, okay, so we went here, and then this thing happened, and oh my god, this guy came and attacked us, and we're like, oh no, we gotta save the world, and that's what it's like. Yeah. And then like the more serious parts goes into like the actual game, and then you see like crazy cutscenes and anime cutscenes, which look really good. The anime
do look really good.
The anime cutscenes in Xenogears are like super smooth and very well animated. It's just that there's a lot of Faye, help me. And if you listeners out there, I was moving my mouth like for a while and then saying Faye. So like
It's like the old Power Rangers thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was just
The lip syncs are off.
It's not the lip syncs are off. It's like it's just translated really weirdly, like the most basic translation. So the words don't even go with the lips at all, and the lips like keep going. So it's like when they say Godzilla, or like do you remember Rugrats? And they were watching like a Reptar video or Reptar movie,
Yeah.
and the guy was like, and then it just says yes. That's what it's like.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, I just did a deep cut right there. But yeah, the story's getting really crazy. It's I'm still wondering what's happening. It's really like philosophical and stuff like that. It's crazy. That's all. I can't get deep into it because I'll give things away. But
Yep.
it feels like it's like the main character feels like another Cloud kind of. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
It's like a more crazy Cloud.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I think I'll be done by the end of this week. There's like five more things I got to do according to the walkthrough, and I'm at the end of the last of this anima dungeon. So should be good. Should be almost done, and then I'll be like, I beat it, guys. Everyone should play it. What about you? You've beat something recently.
I've beat many things recently. So the first and foremost, I know a lot of people are curious what my final thoughts on Valkyria Chronicles 4 are. I beat that yesterday. But not just shy of what?
But you haven't done any like a lot of the extra stuff. You just beat the game.
Well, I A-ranked every skirmish that's possible up until the end of the game, and then once you beat the game, like a couple more unlock. I haven't touched any of that. Once you beat it, it unlocks a new section of your headquarters where you can like level up your characters beyond the previous max, and then it unlocks new side stories and stuff like that. So I've been watching a little bit of that. I did some of the squad stories, and so for people don't know what squad stories are, if you pair up certain characters that like each other enough in battle, then they'll have their own side story and their own separate mission. And so I did quite a few of those. Overall, I would say it's like just barely weaker than Valkyria Chronicles 1. It's much darker. I felt like the first one, like the best way I can describe it is like it's very anime, as in like it felt like there were no stakes. It felt like everybody's gonna survive, everything's just gonna be fine. But this one, it was like a constant like sense of dread. Like bad stuff was always happening to them. Like they could never catch a break. But I kind of like that because that's war. That's how war is supposed to be. It's supposed to be tough and hard, and doesn't always have a happy ending. So
that's what, like, I've been streaming Tales of Fantasia recently, and I was like, man, this story is super dark. Like the beginning, you know, your town gets destroyed, your hometown gets destroyed, the typical JRPG trope.
Yeah.
And like, this is the beginning of the game, guys. So the game show, like, you go into the town, everyone's dead, and there's like dead children, your family, your friend's sister, and then she's like a child. It's like, man, they're showing dead children. It's pretty dark and edgy.
Jeez. For a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. Well, it's a PlayStation version, but yeah. But it's just like, I mean, there's little sprites on the ground. There's nothing else. But they're like, oh, she's a child, and she was talking about how she wants to get married, and now she's dead. How sad.
Yeah.
But like, the game is super dark, like very dark. Like, whoa, people dying and ruthless murder, and whew, Deus is evil, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff like that. A lot of, like you like the grander overall plots are like really crazy, and there's like a couple plot twists that are like pretty out there, pretty interesting.
just not bad. You did the not bad face.
Not bad. No, it's good. Like I just really liked Valkyria Chronicles 1's story a lot. Like I would say the gameplay of 4 is maybe better, but the story is actually the 4 is way better because you can't just scout hack everything. Or scout cheese it. You have to actually you have to plan it out. You have to like think and coordinate. I won't say which one it was, but I was talking to Kimpy about this, and I like playing defensively in that, like, I position my troops where I anticipate them coming, so when they come at me, then my guys will react and kill them before they can even attack me. I like doing that. And there's this one map where you're like in this big town square, and you're surrounded, and I'm like, how am I supposed to take all these guys on at once? But then you can shoot down pillars, and it basically forces the enemy to only come around to one spot, and then you're able to deploy 2 troops off to the side. So basically what you're doing is clearing out the town square, getting ready for a big battle once they get through the funnel, and then your little, squad on the side is like cleaning up everything from behind. Oh, it was just so much fun. It was cool to, like, I just love seeing your plan coming through the way you want. So that was really neat. Yeah, probably top 5 game of the year for sure.
Nice. So the Valkyria Chronicles 1 beats it out just by story alone. Just the story.
By story, yeah.
But all the side stuff and everything makes it better than just really good stuff. Like, makes it better.
In 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just expanded it. Like, if the game's twice as long, like I beat Valkyria Chronicles 1 in 20 hours, and it took me 40 to beat 4.
And
so there's just more to do.
And you still have a lot more to do.
Yeah, I probably won't, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I'm considering getting that beach DLC. Considering it, yeah. But no, really, really good game. If I know there's a lot coming out this year. There's a lot of big games, especially right now. Red Dead Redemption. I know nobody. I know we're not going to buy that, but it's going to be a huge game. So, yeah, check it out. It's already on sale. I saw it on sale for $42 for the Switch version. So.
Oh yeah, someone posted that. I'm just gonna GameFly Red Dead Redemption 2, like I did Red Dead Redemption 1. Is GameFly still a thing?
I don't know if it is. Redbox is still a thing.
GameFly was really interesting, just having a game until you send it back, like Netflix. That's how I played some. That's how I played some of these games that I was like, oh, I want to play this, and then I would try. I think I did that with, what's it called? Dante's Inferno, Fallout 3, Red Dead Redemption, Darkstalkers?
Yeah, Darkstalkers, yeah. Or Darksiders, maybe?
Darksiders, yeah. Yeah,
Darksiders. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I did that with a bunch of those games. I wonder if it's still a thing.
I think, I don't know if it'll be next gen, but I think sooner than later there will become something like Netflix where you can pay whatever, $25 a month and just pick and choose what game you're going to stream. That would just be so convenient.
Isn't that?
I don't think internet's there yet, but like That would be so nice to just be like, all right, what do I want to play? Boop, boop, boop. Pick it, go.
Talking about PlayStation. Or are you talking about like current games? Not PlayStation now does that.
It's not great though, from what I understand. Like there's total latency, you lose a lot of fidelity, and it doesn't run as good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like
perfect.
I've heard that apparently a lot of people don't think that Netflix isn't good quality. And whenever I watch Netflix, I'm like, it looks fine to me. It's high definition. I don't have a problem with it.
It's probably because of where we live. I don't know about now.
Even for me, I have no problem. It looks great. Like I watched Daredevil season 3 and it looked totally fine to me. The one that actually gives me trouble is Amazon Prime Video. Like it'll come in at low def and then eventually it'll just pop up out of nowhere and it'll go high def. It's really weird. But anyway, hopefully one day we'll get there with games, and I'll still probably buy them physical though. But for like those, like you said, those games, you're like, I just want to try it. I don't want to pay $60 for it. I just want to like give it a little try.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I lost that spark. I don't want to do that anymore.
There's too many games I want to try. So speaking of other games, a game I just beat tonight. I won't go too into it because I know you don't want me to spoil anything. But I just beat Mega Man 11 on easy because I tried normal. I tried about 4 or 5 bosses. I couldn't beat anybody. It was so hard. But I want to go back and beat it.
No. Speaking of that, Connor says the same exact thing. Connor says the levels are bullshit. They're so crazily hard that you have to buy E-Tanks every time you do it. But then he says the bosses are like all right, are easy because you know he's Connor. He just says the levels are the things that get him. Is that true?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, to me, I feel like there's a good mix of platforming and combat, but I think the designers feel like Mega Man was way harder because I go back and play like Mega Man 2, 3, 4. I know it's because I know those games really well, but they're not that hard when you go back and play them. Like I remember when 9 and 10 came out, those were way harder than any of the old ones.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this whole notion of Mega Man has to be super hard. But I played on the whatever, like I said, easy, which is the one right below normal. I feel like there's a middle ground in between that where it could have been like a little bit harder. But it was still fun.
I remember the
still fun. I had a good time.
I remember the easy in Mega Man 9 and 10. They would add like platforms where the bottomless pits are. So it's not. It wasn't that, right?
No. It's just you don't take as much damage from the enemies, and then some of the enemies. I don't know if the enemies even go down faster. I think you just don't take as much damage.
No, okay.
But then I think as you play the game, you get more used to the double gear system where you can slow down time, do more damage. You'll just get more used to that. But yeah, there is sort of like an RPG element to it where you can like buy upgrades. Like for example, you can buy like spike boots so you don't slip on the ice, or you can get like a cooldown thing so the double gear meter cools down faster, which is kind of neat.
They just expanded on the Mega Man 8.
Yeah, what's his name? Otto, I guess, or whatever. The green guy.
Yeah, like
he's
back.
He's in it.
Yeah, there's Otto and Roll. That's you go to the store, you pick up little screws. It's your money.
Yeah. Yep. But I won't. Yeah, spoil anything. There, a lot of people were saying that the music's not good. Some of them, it's just different. I like the music. I love that whole like bouncy synth kind of vibe. I like that a lot.
Because it's supposed to be synthy, but I guess people wanted it to be more Nintendo-y. Because Mega Man X is like rock. It was supposed to be like rock and heavy metal kind of stuff. So
I don't know. I liked it. The Wily music and Bounce Man. Those are my 2 favorite songs. I love those songs. They're really good.
What was the song? The song where they did the release trailers to. What song is that? It's.
Yeah, Fuse. I think that's Fuse Man.
Fuse Man. That's a sick song.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, see, there's plenty of good tracks. I just tweeted out that I like the music, and Mr. Futag is like, "It's trash, man. It's terrible." But anyway, yeah, that's good. And then I want to get your thoughts on this. I have been playing.
Oh, okay. I know where you're going with this.
I have been playing Nintendo's new mobile game, Dragalia Lost.
Okay, I'm done.
A lot.
I'm out.
Flip the table. We're done.
We're done. I'm just gonna talk to you, Coconut. What's up?
You'll never play trash mobile games.
You'll never do it.
No, it's like
a pillow.
It's really good. It's really good. You know me, I don't ever play mobile games ever.
You used to work.
And I saw so many people on my Twitter feed playing it, and I'm like, all right, let's give this a try. And it is like the best little time waster ever. I mean, it has the typical like gotcha game, like you get enough of the currency, you roll for characters and gear and stuff. But like the levels are just you tap to attack, you swipe to dodge roll, and then you have like meters that build up, and you can turn into like a dragon and do like a bunch of super moves. It's just really fun. I don't know. I'm having a good time with it.
So you guys, you see that word that Taylor used, time waster, and what does he say all the time on this podcast? That he doesn't have enough time to play classic JRPGs.
Oh, I never said that. I just don't want to waste my time on bullshit mechanics.
But you are wasting your time on bullshit mechanics. You're playing a mobile game.
Oh, no, but like, so I had this. I don't know if you remember James when we used to do those little like get together like work sessions, and he had that app, and every 25 minutes it makes you take a 5-minute break, and then I think for every 3 times you take a 15-minute break. That's like the perfect break game. It's just like, oh, I'll just knock out a couple levels, grind out the dailies, and then I put it away and I'm done.
You're at work, you're on break, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do something. Okay, I'm done. Those type of games.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was in line the other day for food and it was taking a while, so I'm like, I'll just do a level. It's fun. Yeah.
It's made by Nintendo?
It's Nintendo and Cygames who does Grand Blue Fantasy.
Got you.
Which is a really popular mobile game, but yeah, they did a collaboration. And right now they have a Halloween event going on, so you can get like Halloween costumes for some of the characters.
Are they sexy Halloween costumes?
Kind of. They don't the way they like
they didn't tails it.
It's not like they're bikinis with a witch hat or anything like that, but it's if you just like Google it, it's the character will always say like stop staring at me or like oh this is so embarrassing, but it's not.
That's funny. That's cool that they interact that way, but I miss my Milas.
But I haven't spent a dime yet. I'm like the game is so generous with like items and currency and ways you can like level your characters up. Whoops, I almost pull my headphones out. I feel like I'll never have to spend a dime unless I just want to give them money or something. Yeah.
How high level are you? Like how far? Like, I don't know. There's levels because I thought the same thing with Tales of Link until you start doing the high level stuff, and then it becomes BS, and you're just like, how are you supposed to do this without spending money?
No,
like
to me,
you'll do levels and you're killing everything, right? You're just killing everything. Yeah. You're like, oh man, this is easy. And then you get to like the final boss, and then he'll just like one shot you, and then you have to use the resurrection stone that resurrects, and then that's like paid money stuff you got to do. So it's boom,
yeah,
boom, 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 boom. It's like I just wasted 30 of them to beat this damn boss, and then like
no, it's not like that.
And then the time limit ends, and then you have to redo it all over again, and you lose all those things. That's how.
Don't get me wrong.
That's what I did. I had to get all those sexy Milas. All right.
Okay. Was it worth it though? Was it worth it?
I didn't spend any money. I just got it from playing the game. But
okay.
Because it would have like events where it's like, go do this, and then you'll get 30 of these stones. It's like, okay, I'll just do that because I need these stones.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I played mobile games too. It was Tales. I had to do it.
I had to do it,
and then I got sick of it because it was bullshit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely a little bit of grinding, but like it gives you so many avenues to do it, and like I said, it's very generous. So, I've been tempted a little bit just to make it go a little faster, but I know if I just wait and do the dailies, like I'll eventually get the stuff I need to get there. So
good man.
It's only been a few days.
It's there.
It's probably
you're like it's only 99 cents. Oh, I'm good.
That's how they get you. I will say the only game I've ever really dumped in money where I kind of regret it after the fact was Clash Royale. Do you remember that game? Well, it's still popular and it's still making a lot of money. But I remember like our whole office when I was working with Brian, his brother Brian, when we were in the office, everybody was playing it. And so
there's a reason why everyone was playing it too.
It was good. It was a good game. It was fun.
And you guys copied it.
It was addicting.
And they copied it.
Oh, no. We definitely did. That game is nothing like that.
Well,
you're thinking of Clash of Clans.
Is that
Clash of Royale is the 3 towers, and then you like play a card, and it like summons a guy, and then they go attack the other team's tower. So yeah, that's a little different.
Gotcha.
But it's fun. I put my player ID on Twitter if anybody wants to add me, because they're sort of like bosses or like raids or whatever. They're really easy. They take like 3 minutes, but it's pretty fun. Do it together. Very cool. Very cool.
What's her name? What's her code name? What's her name in gamers? The help. What's her game name in gamers?
Oh, I don't know. It's been too long. Nick, you have such a bad memory. I can't believe you wouldn't remember that thing from like a year ago. Unbelievable.
It's in my head. I see it. I just can't say it. It's like it starts with an M. I'm pretty sure it's not the name of the actual character. It's her game name.
I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever. I think we can find it out later. But everyone knows what we're talking about because they're all anime nerds too.
Yep, exactly.
Played anything else? Anything else you played?
I actually bought and played a few hours of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
PS3 game?
A PS4 game.
Oh, okay. Oh, was it a PS?
Yeah.
It was a
PS4 and Vita game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird because you can't control the camera. At least you can't turn it. It only zooms in and out. You can tell it's like a pretty low budget game, or you can tell it was a Vita game and then they just upported it to PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is very heavily your enjoyment will heavily depend on if you like collecting the Digimon and leveling up stuff, because the story is sort of whatever. The presentation is that type of presentation I hate, where it's just like the two characters like statically on the screen talking at each other.
The visual novel story.
Yeah, I hate that. It's just it's just boring. But anyway, yeah, it's cool. I'll get more into it at some point.
You'll get into those visual novels, and soon you'll be playing a Rogue and everything like that, and you'll be like, "Get out, get out!"
Like, did you see that thing that Smash posted in the anime section?
Which one?
About the 2D girls.
Oh yeah.
It was like my love for 2D girls, but then it's like snipers, and it's like my family. She's not real. Whatever, being an adult, all that stuff.
You're that far.
It reminds me of that post from like last week or a couple weeks ago, where the guy bought like 30 grand worth of
REM stuff.
REM stuff, yeah. That was crazy. I could not believe that.
Well, it's the same thing as that girl who bought all that Persona 4 stuff. In her
No, that's true. See, that's different because it's a girl.
Oh, okay. It's not, Taylor. It's the same exact thing.
No, it's fine. It's acceptable.
Yes, it is acceptable. You'll never see more than just this of coconut.
See, I don't know if I could ever dedicate myself to one waifu. You know what I mean? There's so many.
Yeah. I'm just looking at all.
Anyway,
look at all the pictures around me. Just, yeah.
point.
All right, so we're gonna go to one of our first new segment. We used to do this a way back, where Taylor would ask a question on Twitter, and then we'll get your responses from it. And I didn't know what his question was going to be, and I read it, and I'm like, oh, he's up for a surprise.
So, okay, but when you answer this question, by the way, I don't want it to be like you telling me why I'm wrong. I just want to know why you think the way you think about this.
Are you talking about me?
Topic. Yeah, you specifically.
But I'm talking about the Twitter one.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to answer it too.
Oh, okay.
But
we had this discussion already.
A little bit, but I feel like it was very much like you're wrong, no, I'm wrong.
Oh.
I want to have it be a little more civilized.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So the question basically was: this generation has been a revival of JRPGs, turning out some of the best of all time. But here's the big question: has this generation? Whoops, I worded this wrong. Has this generation surpassed the genre's golden era on the SNES and PS1? And the first reply was that Stone Cold Steve Austin gif where he's like, ha, 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 ha. That was the first reply. But like me and him, we ended up having a discussion, and he said, it's just that this was also worded kind of weird. So I'm going to try to parse this out. But he said, it's just that the golden age had such low expectations because there were so few in comparison to the modern age, and still annihilated them. I don't know what that sentence means. It's like eating a new recipe for pie, but the likelihood of taking the one you just ate from now versus the one you ate 20 years ago. That's a really weird sentence. I don't really know what he means by that.
So you have, okay, so I think he means that you have a certain, like you had a really good pumpkin pie, right? A really good pumpkin pie from back when you were a kid at Thanksgiving at your grandma's a long time ago, and nothing ever has topped that pumpkin pie.
Right.
And then your aunt makes a pumpkin pie and say this is your grandma's recipe, and you have it and you're like, it's good, but it's not grandma's recipe.
Right.
That's what I think. That's what he meant.
It's those nostalgia goggles.
Yeah.
You gotta take those goggles off. Yeah. And then he kind of went on to say his top 5 from each era. And so the classic, he said, Final Fantasy Tactics, Wild Arms, Symphony of the Night, which I don't really know if I would count that. Suikoden, and then Final Fantasy 6. And he said from this era, and again, these are also very weird, but he said Final Fantasy 14, Persona 5, Bloodborne / Neo, the Yakuza series, and then the Kingdom Hearts remasters.
There's like 2 JRPGs in there.
I know. Persona 5, and that's pretty much it. Okay, let me see if I can get to one that actually has like something we can. Okay, so this one was interesting. This was from A5. He's one of the top Ys 8 speedrunners, and he's a big Falcom fan. Mm-hmm. And so he said, overall, yes, game developers have learned a lot over the years in all departments. You just have to be willing to remove the nostalgia goggles to see that you, as in people in general, software updates and DLC are just inconveniences. So here's what I think, and then you tell me what you think of this. I think gameplay-wise, like playing the game, the combat systems, the worlds they've built are better, but I don't think the stories are as good. I'm willing to concede that the stories are not as memorable, or I don't know. Like when I think of the best JRPGs this generation, they're like the stories are good, but it's like the melding of story and gameplay. But I just think the gameplay is better. So,
like there's something like Grandia. There hasn't been a JRPG that's been like that, made like that in a really long time.
In terms of like what?
It's both story and the gameplay. It has that classic gameplay feel, but it also has, you can see the enemies. The turn-based combat is interesting because it's like time-based. It's not really turn-based. Like your character's speed determines how fast you you move on the meter, and then you could also plan it so you could cancel enemies' moves, and that's what makes battle systems fun is when you cancel or break them, right? Break enemies.
Yeah.
And so Grandia has
Did it have a system like that?
Yeah.
Like Persona?
Yeah, so no. So what you would have to do, so there's 3 meters. There's the wait meter, there's the wait line, and that's when you have to wait until you could go, and then there's the act, and that's when you pick your action, and then there's a wait, and then you actually do the action. So when an enemy chooses their action and they're in the middle, waiting to do it, you could cancel if you hit them with like a heavy attack or a special move that does cancel. Okay. You could cancel them, and then they get knocked back into the wait.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a cool little quirk to that system.
Yeah, it's really fun. And Grandia 1, so this is only for Grandia 1, is I like how progression worked. You have to level up each element. Well, first you have to find mana eggs, which is, I don't know if you would like that or not. To get magic, you have to find mana eggs in certain dungeons. And if you didn't explore the dungeons and you never got mana eggs, you would never get any magic. Mm-hmm. So to level up, you have to use the spells, and then you also have to use this. Like each character could use specific weapons, and depending on your levels of your weapons and your spells, you would get different abilities. And the more magic elements that you get, the more abilities and more magic types you get. So I just found that really interesting. It was really fun to combine them. In Grandia 2. They made it so you have to you have your mana egg, but you got to equip your mana egg. Each mana egg has like a whole set of spells that you level up with points, and I'm like, it's not the same, but it's all right. You just have to you build up your points and then you spend them all in the mana egg and your skill books. It's like it was all right. But where was I going with that? I was going on a Grandia tangent.
It was a good balance. From what I can gather, it was a good balance of gameplay and story. Because you said there's never been a game like Grandia.
Yeah. But there's some games that of course, this is nostalgic too. But I dig the PS1's aesthetic. Like I did.
Oh, me too. I love that. I love the pre-rendered backgrounds, the low poly. It looks great.
I mean,
yeah, I love
it's just a specific feeling, and I don't like. I know you have problems with this. It doesn't bother me that there's sometimes like little longer load times. Like there's a second load time or something. Like we're used to like load times, right? Especially with JRPGs, where it's like, oh, press the button, done. But
like especially like Persona 5, it's like seamless transition from like ripping the mask off into the battle.
It's very
and it gets
fast.
Going right away. Yeah.
So that's spoiled us. That's really good. I like that. But I do enjoy the stories and certain like, JRPGs were more experimental in PS1. Like every game had like a different type of battle system, unless they're lazy and just did the turn-based basic Dragon Quest style.
Yeah.
But like Xenogears, Legends of Legaia, Chrono Cross, Legend of Dragoon, Grandia, Tales of Destiny, Tales games, all had different battle systems. So it's unique.
Well, like it was. Well, like here's how I, go back and track the genres. Like obviously NES was all about platformers. Super Nintendo was as well, and they were finally getting into RPGs, but I felt like the predominant genre on PS1 was RPGs.
Yeah.
Like there were so many. Like you'll never finish them all unless you like really dedicate yourself. It was like how now it's like all about open world, and then like PS3 was all about first person shooter. PS1 everybody was making JRPGs. I mean, I think Grandia was published by like Ubisoft or something weird.
That was number 2.
Grandia 2? Okay. So like even like, Western companies were publishing these JRPGs. So like I agree with you though, because what do we always say about Lunar? Like now it's a cliche story, but that was the story that started it all. Mm-hmm. So like when people try to retell those stories, it's like, oh, it's old and it's been done a million times. So it's hard to come up with something unique, but
they've gotten unique now, haven't they?
Lately?
Tokyo Xanadu.
Tokyo Xanadu is basically just Persona. Like I hate to say it, but I love Tokyo Xanadu. It's pretty much just Persona.
I'm just saying they're out there. It's like, oh, so you're this high school kid, and there's like this other world, and you get sucked into it, and you have this thing called soul devices that only certain people could use, and it's like, it's very unique, very unique. And then you got Harvest Moon.
And then you have Harvest Moon. You're just farming.
I like the PS1 era because it's taking more chances. The games that we love are all sequels, except for Tokyo Xanadu. No, I'm talking about now.
I would say, okay. Would you count Valkyria Chronicles and Ni no Kuni the originals, because they were last gen or the PS3? But would you still count those?
No. Ni no Kuni 2. Ni no Kuni 2 you have to count.
Well, yeah, of course. It's fine. It's not, one is just way better.
Yeah.
Like if the perfect Ni no Kuni would have been the world and the story of 1 and the gameplay of 2. Like that would have been the perfect game. So maybe they'll do that with 3. But.
It's like, we get it, level 5. You want to make Dark Cloud 3.
Yeah, just make like Dark Cloud 3. Just make Dark Cloud 3. Stop putting the alchemy and the town building stuff into everything. White Knight Chronicles is terrible. All right, just stop.
They've done that town building thing in every single game they've made. They've tried it. It's like,
except, I don't know if they did in Yokai Watch. I don't think so. No, that's about the only one.
It's gonna happen in Yokai Watch 4. Just watch.
Just watch.
It's gonna be there.
Just watch. Yeah. No, but you're right. I mean, I'm trying to think of like unique games that are not sequels. It's like the ones that come to mind are, like you said, Xanadu, Octopath Traveler, and like that's kind of it. Like they haven't been brand new JRPG franchises and it's on PS4.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad. Like they're sequels that like made their classic systems better, like Persona 5 and Ys 8. Well, but
they all started on that generation, right? That's where a lot of them started. Persona started on PS1.
Well, Ys started on the really old PC engine.
Yeah, PC engine. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So I had people list the top 5. I could try to do my own, but like if you were to do a top 5 PS1 and a top 5 PS4, could you come up with that list?
I mean, I probably could over time, just not live.
Okay, I'll let you think. I'm gonna try to do mine.
All right.
And then, like, I just want to kind of like see like if we really put them up to each other, could you really say one is better than the other? Because for me, on PS1, it's Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Tactics, and then it kind of is hard from there because a lot of them haven't aged super well. I would say Grandia. Grandia, I think, has aged pretty well. I want to say Legend of Dragoon. Like, there's just a lot of nostalgia there, but that game doesn't hold up. That's like one that does not hold up.
I mean,
and I'm sorry, Brian. I don't think Chrono Cross really holds up either.
It's fine, but in Taylor scale, it does not hold up.
What's that?
No, I'm just saying, Legend of Dragoon does not hold up for Taylor scale. We need to make a video describing and explaining Taylor scale. We just need to do it. So whenever we say it doesn't work on Taylor scale, and someone's like, go to this video right here to figure out what we're talking about. Like me, okay, I can tell you my PS1 ones. All right, okay. Tales of Destiny, Final Fantasy Tactics, Grandia, Harvest Moon.
Oh yeah, Harvest Moon. Well, that's very different. But would you count that? Do you count?
We usually count them, right? We always count Harvest Moon as a JRPG, right? There's just no battles. You battle against nature, man.
Nature is your enemy.
Yeah, nature's your enemy. And Final Fantasy VII's pretty good, but it's like a Final Fantasy VII, Tales of Destiny 2, or Tales of Eternia. I like Vandal Hearts. It's just for the fifth one, it's just up there. There's a lot of them that fit that spot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like Legend of Legaia.
No, Legend of Legaia, yeah. There's a lot of top, like on the fifth part, there's a lot that fit that.
Yep. For
PS4, Tokyo Xanadu, obviously.
Yeah. Tales of Hysteria.
Persona 5. I don't need to look because would you count Kingdom Hearts?
No, those are PS2 games.
Exactly.
I wouldn't count that. Tales of Hysteria. Duh. And Berseria.
Tales of Hysteria and Berseria, because those are the only ones that I really have. And and the only thing left is Final Fantasy 15. Because I haven't finished the other ones. Everything else...
Ys 8.
Oh, yeah, definitely Ys 8. Kick Final Fantasy 15 out there. Just kick it away. Ys 8.
I mean, mine's probably very similar to yours. It's, Tokyo Xanadu, Ys 8, Persona 5. I liked Final Fantasy 15 more than you and Maddie, but as I've had time separated from it, I don't really think it's as good as it was in the moment. It was just so many years of building up to it. It was just like I was convincing myself it was better than it was. There's another one I just thought of, and I just lost it. Oh, Nier. I really like Nier Automata, even though I had problems with it.
But okay, so what I'm saying, like, people are like, what about Dragon Quest 11? All this stuff. These are games that I've completed. Talking about games I've completed. So I don't know if Dragon Quest 11 will be on there and stuff like that yet. This is just what I've completed for now.
For sure.
And of course the games that, not all the remasters, because I've played a lot of remasters on the PS4.
Here's what I think. I guess now that we're like sitting here talking about it, I think I'm realizing that the classics, it's still there. We need like 5 more like stellar games on PS4, and then it'll like, I feel like, put it over the top. And I don't really know if there's enough of those left before PS5, because we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that game's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but it's another sequel.
We might get the Final Fantasy VII remake before PS5, and I don't really know if that even counts because it's a remake. I have faith. I don't know if you do. I have faith in this new Platinum RPG based off Grand Blue Fantasy. That game looks amazing, and it looks like it has a huge budget. So if that turns out well, like it could possibly stand up. But like when you really compare them, I think there were just so many more on PS1. Like you said, like everybody was trying something. There were just so many,
and they were good.
And yeah, like each had their own merit. I don't know if all of them. I think there's just the breadth is more.
Yeah, but there's also the PS1 era was JRPGs, so we had those really bad ones that everyone was trying to make, right? I mean, you had some of those, remember?
Oh my gosh, like I remember somebody was telling me like, oh yeah, try Thousand Arms. My experience with Thousand Arms is I walk around the town. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I leave the town and I get one shot and I never play the game. That is my experience with Thousand Arms.
I remember the PSM article on it. Good times.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard. Like, nostalgia is like a really hard thing to separate yourself from because like you have so many good memories and like a lot of those were our first RPGs, and it's like hard to separate from that because like your memories of the game are memories of that time in your life, you know?
Okay,
it's hard to separate that.
You know, I had both Tales of Berseria and Tales of Zestiria on the PS4 list. I would say Tales of Destiny is way better than both of those. Just
probably.
So it's on a completely different level.
Sure.
And that's both nostalgic talking and just the quality of the game.
Sure.
It's just really well made, and the story is very unique and collectible characters, and just everything about it was great.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like, I know people because of time and whatever, but like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII's overrated and all that stuff, and I'm like, it was like most people's first console RPG, and like the music and the story and like, yeah, for you it was like Tales of Destiny. That was kind of your first experience. So it's like, can you imagine growing up in this? Like for Maddie, like this is Maddie's PS1 era. Like Persona 5 and Ys and Tokyo Xanadu, like these are going to be the games that she has her like memories with. And then when she gets older, like give her 10 years, she'll be like, oh, those PS6, that trash Final Fantasy 18, oh, that sucks compared to Persona 5. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's going to be.
She's still going to be buying merch from Persona 5, and we're like, Maddie, you're 40 years old, stop.
I don't have everything. I don't have it all.
There's a new Ren figure, I gotta get it.
They're remaking Persona 5.
They haven't remade no, I lied. So
they haven't remade one. They've remastered one. They haven't from the ground up remade a game.
Oh yeah, that's true. But it's like
with modern graphics.
Persona 4 Golden. They added a bunch of stuff. So it's hard to call it just a remaster. They did.
That's not a remake though. Like Resident Evil 1 and then the GameCube remake. Those are remakes,
yeah. Like the
Final Fantasy 7. That's a remake.
Like Tales of Destiny,
these are like remastered.
PS1 to Tales of Destiny PS2 remakes.
Right, but like Final Fantasy 12 is a good example. So they have Final Fantasy 12 on PS2. They released the PS4 version, and it's like totally different. That's a remaster. That's not a remake. People often get those two confused in both ways. Like when they put out the Crash trilogy, they called those remasters. I'm like, no, those are not remasters. Those are remakes. Yeah. That's a remake because a remaster is just up-resing it. To me, that's what a remaster is. A remake is completely doing it from scratch. Anyway,
let's get some more responses from that Twitter question real quick.
I mean, this was probably the best. But so. Let's see. Nope. Hard to top Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7, Xenogears, Wild Arms, Legend of Dragoon. He said it's certainly up though, probably third or fourth. This can change for that person. Let's see. My old buddy Yusuf. I don't really think so. Square in its day were unstoppable. We do have Persona smashing it, a couple others doing well, but the best from that era are still just as good today. He said, here's this. I think this maybe sums it up. He's like, surpassing it, no, but this is the renaissance of JRPGs, and I couldn't be any happier.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's a good way to really surmise it. It's like, there are just so many good ones coming out. There are a bunch of trash ones, but there's a bunch of good quality ones that like, because you remember the last generation, it like there were stuff on handheld, but PS3 was like devoid of like really good JRPGs. It was like Ni no Kuni, Tales of Graces.
That was it. We didn't get a Tales game for a long time, and I was like, "Where are the Tales games?" And then suddenly I remember you was like, they told us if Tales of Graces F does not sell, they're not bringing Tales to the West anymore. And I'm like, everyone buy it.
I don't know if that helped at all, but I mean, we haven't stopped getting them. So
well, we didn't. Wasn't like one of the top selling Tales games or like.
I think so.
Of that time, something like that, because they were scared.
Yep. And then we got Zillia and all the other games. So that's fun. Let's see. He said a lot of the other PS1 era games are nearly unplayable. This is what somebody said. This is a two-part. He said, Persona 5 is highly overrated in my opinion. Better games are out there. I spent 40 hours on that game and put it down. Nier, however, damn, that game is good. And then he
40
says,
hours,
a lot of the
40 hours on Persona 4. He's barely past the tutorial.
Yeah. Dang it. He stole the words right out of my mouth. But see, this is where I agree with him. So he says a lot of PS1 era games are nearly unplayable due to the amount of random battles. So that, to me, that's the problem, is the high random battle encounter rate. Because like, I either want to be going like doing story stuff, or I don't know. Like, I feel like they're always getting in the way. I feel like they're always annoying me. I feel like there's a better way it can be done.
See, that's the thing. What like the game needs that make the battles, like the random battles, actually worth it. Like leveling up. It's like, okay, this is a random battle. Now I'm gonna level up my sword and I'm gonna level up some fire. That's what makes it fun. So when like Xenogears has that, it's like, okay, I need to level up my this death blow. So just gotta do that. And you need to have a reason why to do the battles. If it's just like attack, okay, let's go. Oh, attack, okay, let's go.
See, that's what I hate. I hate that. But I think, here's what I mean by I think games are better designed today, is that there are, so, like you said, stuff like that. Like, I think games need a lot of subsystems. I think Xenoblade went a little overboard with the subsystems and things you can level up. There's like way too much.
There's so much.
But like, they're on the right track. There's like a middle ground in there somewhere that's perfect. It's like, okay, I like gathered enough materials. Now I can like upgrade my sword, or I've used this spell enough times and now I can do a better one or whatever. But like, there's a middle ground.
Trails of Cold Steel and Trails of the Sky. There's this materia system, and then you can level up those materias. Kind of.
Well, yeah, 7 was like that. Because 7 was use a limit break 7 times. I think it's 7 times, or maybe it's 10 times. You get your next limit break. Then you have to kill 50 enemies, and then you get your next one, and you just kind of go back and forth. So there's always an incentive for you to do that. And same thing with the material, like you just said, the materia.
You level them up, so there's a reason to do the random battles. You got to level up those materials. So you need that. That's what makes random battles tolerable.
Yeah, a good mix of making them quick, fast, snappy, and then also like having something to work towards. I think that's why so many games, even if they're not RPGs, they have RPG mechanics. It's like, oh, Call of Duty, use my gun enough times and it levels my gun up or whatever and does more damage, stuff like that. Like, I think that's why I'm hooked on this mobile game, because there is like a bajillion things to level up. Like, you have your characters, you have like a sub thing in your character, you have weapons, you have accessories, you have your dragon, you have your base. There's like so many things to level up. So I think the more things to level up, the more it keeps you engaged, I guess. But again, there's a limit. Xenoblade went over that limit.
I just had this thought. In PS1, we had Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, and Final Fantasy 9.
And Tactics.
Okay, four Final Fantasy games. In PS2, PS3, and PS4, we've had Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 13, and 15.
But we also had 13 too.
Those don't count. I'm just talking about mainline games, and I skipped the MMOs. We had 3 games in the last 3 generations. How crazy is that?
Don't forget 10. You missed 10. 10's on PS2.
Did I say 10? Oh yeah, 10.
Nope.
10, 12, and then 13, 15.
13. Yep. I know. I'm wondering how many we're gonna on PS5. Are we just gonna get 16 and that's it?
I remember back in the day that the joke was there's gonna be like at this time where we're at right now, it would be like on Final Fantasy 27 or something like that. But no, we're still on 15. Like we're literally they're still making 15. All right. Yep. So
I mean that's pretty much all there is. There's a couple people just saying yes, no, or one person said Persona 5 is the best gaming experience I ever had. So yup. So they agree. I think it's like for this era, it's like Persona 5, and then like everything else is down here.
See what we need.
Persona 5 had set the bar really high.
They need to listen to our podcast and say, hey, there's something called Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. That's like one of the best JRPGs of this generation. You should play it.
It is. I was completely blown away by. I mean, it's obviously a Persona, like it wants to be Persona, But I love that because see, that's what I like about those two modern games. It's a balance of like, oh, I can go do dungeon crawling, I can level up, I can do side quests, or I can do the real life stuff. And there's a lot of real life stuff to do. You can spend time with people, you can do your side job, you can go skateboarding, you can go to the arcade, you can go to the batting cage. There's like a million things you can do. So
you could buy could buy a random pot of a potted plant, put it in your or you put in your room, and then suddenly your friends come over and you get more stuff to do.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
That's great.
Or you can get posters and you can get little figures.
I know. And those just create scenes with your friends. It's great stuff.
So good.
I remember one of the things I got was a Roomba, a cleaning robot.
In Tokyo Xanadu?
In Tokyo Xanadu, and you just got it. And then, nice. Someone came over right after I got that. It was really funny. I'm like, why are you coming over and talking about this robot? Whatever.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. Do it.
Play Tokyo Xanadu. If you haven't played Tokyo Xanadu, go play it.
I know, right?
Good. It's godlike.
Is it godlike?
It's good. It's really good.
It is really good.
It's like the highest 8 out of 10 I could possibly give. It's really good.
Yeah, it's highest 8 out of 10. So 8.9 out of 10. It's really good. It's simple. It's like it has a simple story. It has lovable characters, and it's fun battles. A fun system.
Oh, the battle system's so good. They just need it really bothers me that they don't have like dungeon armor or dungeon outfits. It's just like, yeah, I'm in my hoodie and jeans fighting guys in a dungeon. Like, I don't know why that really bothers me.
They get their soul devices, and as I said before, maybe the soul devices becomes like an armor.
Oh, dude, that'd be so sick. Someone needs to mod the PC version so that's what happened.
So people who don't know what we're talking about, Tokyo Xanadu is like a mixture of Ys 8, Trails of, and Persona, just mashed into one. That's what it is.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. All right, so we're gonna do our topic showdown.
I mean, that was my topic. We pretty much just did it. So that was my topic, like PS1 versus PS4.
All right.
So we did mine.
Why'd you make your Twitter question the same as this question?
I don't know.
I think we did. I think the funny thing is because I think you answered my question too.
Okay.
Which was my question was, what would make you want to play classic JRPGs again? And we totally just answered that pretty much.
Did we?
Kind of. It's like this game needs to be like this, and there's some games out there. But if you have another perspective on it, just tell me what would make you want to play classic JRPGs again.
I feel like there aren't enough classic JRPGs that have an action combat system. It was all turn-based. Most of them were turn-based. So when I look at my PS1 collection, I still have never beat Tales of Destiny. I really want to go back and beat Tales of Destiny because I know it's good. I like the music. I think I can deal with the random battles. Even I've heard the encounter rate's high, but I feel like I could deal with it because the combat system's fun.
Holy balls!
Like that was the battle system was never my problem in any Tales game. The combat's always fun. There's always the dungeon design and the story and stuff like that. But I think Destiny and maybe even Eternia, I could definitely go back to those. I think there is this game that I think you should try if you can hunt down. It's called Dragon Valor. It is like if modern day Falcom was like, we need you to make an old PS1 game. That's exactly what it plays like.
Really?
Yeah, it's like hack and slash, action, jumping, dodging, rolling. But it's like the story is very weird. You'll play one character and then they die, and then you play as their son, and then they die, and you play as their son, and they die, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But it's really fun. It's like a super fun action RPG. Dragon's Valor. You should try it. I think you'd really like it.
Is it gonna break the bank like Tales of Destiny?
No. It's cheap. I think you could probably get it for like $20 or $30. I think
that's the only bad thing. Is like I talk about Tales of Destiny all the time, and it's like guys gotta play it only if you have like $200, $300. That's how expensive it is to get a PS1 version of Tales of Destiny. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like some of those old PS1 RPGs are like insane for as far as prices go. Let's see, Dragon Valor. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've only seen 2, and they were both $100.
All right, I gotta get Justin on the line and say, hey, if you find this game for cheap out of con, tell me.
I'm looking on eBay right now. Dragon. One.
Like Tales of.
Okay, now here you go. Here we go. $40, $32, $40. See, this was more what I was thinking.
eBay. All right.
Yeah, $30 on eBay.
See, this is the
Boom.
This is the Tales of Destiny 2 or Tales of Eternity on the PS1. I was missing this disc. I don't know where it went. It disappeared. It was during my childhood, so it probably got thrown away. And I couldn't play the game. And I had these two because it's a 3-disc game. Oh my gosh, why can't I open it?
It was 3 discs. Wow.
Yeah, 3-disc game.
Destiny's only 1.
It is, yeah.
Right?
But it's Justin just when I was at GameStop, I was like, here, bought this for you because I told him I was missing the first disc, and he just got me the first disc.
Wow.
So I'm like, I can now play Tales of Eternity again on my PS1. I'm happy.
Interesting. Would you consider PS2 RPGs classic?
It depends on I think they are too because they have a lot of the PS1 aesthetics to it. Random battles sometimes, maybe slower loading and stuff like that. I don't know.
So like, okay, for example, like what about like Rogue Galaxy? I've always really wanted to play Rogue Galaxy.
I think Rogue Galaxy has random battles.
But again, it's action combat.
It is. I don't know. You need to try it. All right. I want you to try it. When the next time you're over here, you're gonna try the PS4 version that I have.
Oh yeah, the PS4 version.
It's on PS2. It's the PS2 classics that work on PS4.
Right.
I have that.
Another game I think I know you're gonna yell at me. So let's just get past that. I know you blah blah blah. But I really want to play Valkyrie Profile. I know. But that has a unique battle system. It's got that cool sprite artwork.
Okay, the game is very unique, and you have to think outside the box. You have to think
pretty hard.
Yeah, it's because it's all about finding souls to build your army, and the whole thing is you have to look for lost souls, and sometimes like the puzzles are really out there. It's like, where do I go?
That's one of those kind of games, huh?
No, it tells you like you have like a search option, like you listen to people crying, and it tells you where to go, but like sometimes there's like certain things that you have to do, and your story won't continue. It's fun. It's fun. It's just like it requires a lot of thinking, and it's and you sold it. See the reason why I reacted like that to people who don't know why I reacted like is because Taylor had a pristine PS1 copy that he got for $80, and then he sold it for $80, so he didn't lose any cash, but he sold it, and now it costs like $200 and $300 to get.
Let's go on eBay real quick. I want to check.
Yeah, I want to see if it's changed too, because last time I remember I really wanted it, and I'm like, oh, you sold it, you sack. No, wait, no, you crink. There you go.
You crink. Yeah, both work. Yeah, so let's see. We got 165, 135, 170.
There you go, yeah.
And 170, and that's it. Those are the only copies.
Ooh, there's one right there. Oh, no, it's discs only.
You know what game I wanted to try based just purely on its aesthetic is Breath of Fire 4. That is a really cool look. It looks like Mega Man Legends almost.
Yeah, remember Connor was playing it, right? And he said that really good.
I think he has my copy, actually, speaking of which.
There you go, Taylor.
Yeah, you can play the PS... I'm curious, is there a digital version I could play on Vita? Because that was my reasoning for saying it, is that I could buy the digital version, but that doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's why I bought this. I have a PSP. I know your PSP doesn't work, but have you checked out my streams, my Tales of Fantasia streams?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
You know that is actually streaming from my PSP.
Really?
Yeah, that's from my PSP.
That's really weird.
And it works. It looks great, right? I'm like, whoa, this actually looks really good. I was expecting to be like all blurry and like stuff like that.
So to answer your question, it would probably have to be either an action combat system, or it would have to have a really crazy aesthetic or something like that. The only other games that are turn-based that I could possibly ever go back to are the old Persona. I know they're nothing like the modern ones, but I just want to...
You want to try
just to say that I played them, just because I like Persona so much.
All right. Guys,
So that's my answer.
guys on Discord, we're gonna make Taylor play Persona 1 and Persona 2. We're gonna see how he reacts to it.
That would be, of all the games I just listed, those would be like at the bottom because I feel like those would be the least playable of the ones I just named. Because I have Tales of Destiny. I still have that. I could play that right now.
All right. So we have other topics. Do you want? How much time have we been recording? Do you know?
Well, we started around 9. Or for me, it was 9. Now it's about 10:20. So we've been going like hour 15, something like that.
Nice. So I'm gonna do 2 of the topics. All right.
2 of them. Oh my gosh.
Right. Well, one of them is really easy, and the other one is like something that I want to turn to. So the first topic that I have is, what is a JRPG you really want a sequel for, and why?
So, I mean, let's get the obvious one out of the way. Final Fantasy Tactics. We want 2. We've said that many times. I would actually genuinely want... go ahead.
I wonder if we're going to have the same idea.
I want an actual good sequel to Legend of Dragoon. Just because I think that's an interesting world. I think there's like a lot of ways that you could do cool mechanics with that. Like, I love anything that like combines or transforms. I love that stuff. So like... the idea of like building up, like you have to build up a meter maybe in combat, and then you could turn into your dragoon form, and it only lasts for so long, or something. I think that could be really cool. I would actually like a sequel to the original Grandia, not like Grandia 2, but like I want to see Justin's story continue. You know what I mean? Because there's like that cliffhanger at the end. It's like, hey, don't just leave us. Like what? I want to know what happened.
The cliffhanger.
I mean, it's kind of a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
It's not like a story cliffhanger. It's just like, oh, what?
Yeah. It just sort of stops.
It tells you what happens, but then, we can't say anything about that.
I mean, it's old. People should have played it by now.
I'm still not.
I feel like the statute of limitation is way up on that game.
No, I'm not. No.
Well, that's true. There is
the new one.
Here's your last chance. You have the HD version coming out. If you don't buy it, then tough luck.
It's great. Ugh, such a good game. What JRPG I really want a sequel for, and why? There's one obvious answer.
Tales of Destiny 3.
No, wrong. Tokyo Xanadu 2.
Wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought we were talking. Sorry, I don't know. I was in the mindset of classic.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Tokyo Xanadu 2.
Yes.
I want to see what happens after with these characters, because the true ending is it kind of leaves a little kind of cliffhanger, because there's that person that's still there, and they're like, what's that person's story, and then it kind of says that these people's story will go on or something like that. So they might make a sequel.
Oh yeah, there's a very obvious teaser for a sequel. Like, see you on the next Xanadu or
something like that. And I'm like, oh please, I want to grow. I want the group of friends to grow.
Yes, that's a good answer. And I don't know how I can say this without spoiling it, but there is a very clear, obvious thing that I was hoping that they would explain that they never explain.
I want to know what that is, but I'm going to ask after the podcast.
It is like the basic thing in the game that you're always wondering, and and they never tell you.
I'm trying to...
Well, I'll tell you after the podcast, but it's just like, okay, I guess we just don't know that. All right.
I just want to know. I want to know who Ko chooses.
Oh, the canon girl?
The canon girl. We all know who the canon girl is. It's
obviously Sora.
It's Rion.
Rion, probably. Well, she's like the Rise, right?
She's the Rise. But I've done like pretty much every ending with every girl. And I think Rion, Asuka, and what's her name? One of the other girls. I'm not going to say her name because there's 3 girls that are like romantic. It seems like they're romantic with them.
Oh, there's the main non-playable girl. Yeah, Rion. What's her name? Asuka? Is that her name? The blonde girl?
Asuka, yeah.
And then there's Sora, who I think's best girl, but that's just my opinion.
Because she's a tomboy and can kick your ass, and she's really
she's
really powerful.
Mm-hmm. She's a karate master.
All right, so last topic. I think I should save this one till later.
Another
podcast because this seems like a really big one. I'm gonna do the other topic. Which is there a niche JRPG that has sort of piqued your interest?
I was trying to think of one. I feel like I've played, like, if there's ever been one, I usually play it.
Just right now, I could tell you one that you're not thinking of, but think about it for a little second.
I mean, I haven't played any of the modern Atelier games. I definitely want to go play those.
Talking about newer ones too, ones that aren't even out yet.
Ones that aren't out yet?
Yeah. You can think about those ones too.
I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. I want to pull my list up again. See if I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm trying to think some niche ones. Like, I feel like the Digimon, like, I know Digimon's a big franchise, but I feel like that one was pretty niche. And I've been trying that, and I still don't really know. I mean, I want to play. That's not really niche. See, it's hard. We're like in such the thick of things. Like, the things that seem niche to, like, that we love don't seem niche to us. Like, we think of like Ease, like we love Ease, but Ease is really niche. Like, those games don't sell very well.
I know.
So like anything I could name, like is Yokai Watch niche? It's huge in Japan, but it doesn't sell very well here. I've never played a Yokai Watch game. I want to play Yokai Watch.
If you can, yeah, if you want to. I can tell you mine. There's one called Veneer of the Dragon Star.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. I don't really know what it is.
It's a Compile Heart game, but it's not really Compile Heart that's making it. But that wasn't the one that I was actually choosing. I was just joking around. The one that I was actually looking at is called the Caligula Effect Overdose.
Yeah, I've had my eye on that too.
I was like, oh, this looks kind of...
That one is... It's very much Persona, right? Kind of?
Not Persona. It kind of looks like Tokyo Xanadu-ish.
A little bit. It's more... See, there's like this subsection of JRPGs that, like, it's only combat, where it's just like you do battle after battle after battle, and like that's all there is to it. Like, I don't know if you remember this game that came out last year, or maybe it was this year. I forget. It was called Dark Rose Valkyrie, and it had the cover art looked like the Tales cover art. I'm like, oh, this is like a Tales game, but it's like all combat. This game, I've watched some, like, I kind of skimmed through the first hour, and it's very combat heavy, not as much story and exploring and stuff. But it was I think the original Persona 2 director is the director on this. So it does look cool. It's got a cool style.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. And I was looking at a recent trailer, and it was in English, so we're getting it. We're getting this game.
Yeah, and NIS America is publishing it. Yeah, so it's coming out. I think it's coming out early next year.
Next year, yeah. And the one that I thought you would say is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin.
Oh, I guess I wouldn't count that as a JRPG. That, in my mind, that's like a platformer game, like an action kind of game. But yeah, that game looks awesome.
That looks really fun. A lot of trailers are coming out for that.
It reminds me, not visually, but like gameplay wise, it reminds me of like an Odin Sphere or something like that. Yeah. Is kind of what it reminds me of, something like that. But obviously, it has the farming part to it, so it's kind of like Rune Factory, I guess. I don't know.
It's smooth too.
Yeah, the animations look really nice. Speaking of Vanillaware, they supposedly have a game coming out next year called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Remember that game?
We've been waiting for that game forever. It was at last year's PSX, and it wasn't actually there. It was just a trailer playing.
Right. Yeah. That game looks it looks like it could be interesting. It's got mechs. There's 13 different characters. It seems like much more of a darker story.
I don't think it's a JRPG, though. I think it's just like I think it's a visual novels type of game.
I don't know. I think it might be like their other games, like a kind of an action hack and slash with mechs or something.
Don't know.
But we haven't shown much, so we don't know. I think Etrian Odyssey is really niche, and I played a lot of 4. I really liked Etrian Odyssey 4, and Etrian Odyssey Nexus is coming out next year, which is like I think it was called 5 or something else in Japan, but this is like everything put together, and it actually has a story and stuff. So that could be cool. And then this is for us, it's going to be big, but it's still niche. But the Cold Steel Kai games,
people need to play Cold Steel. But if you haven't played Cold Steel now, you have to wait until the PS4 version comes out. See, when Cold Steel 3 comes out, it's going to blow Persona 5 out of the water. It's gonna be like step on. It's gonna curb stomp it, and then we'll get Cold Steel 4. I can't wait for those games, dude. I want to know what happens.
I think, yeah, I definitely. Well, because there's a big cliffhanger at the end of 1, but I really want to replay them with like a fresh perspective. And I read that it does have the turbo mode in the PS4 version.
It's good.
Yeah, because I think that'll help a lot as far as just running places and whatnot. My throat is very scratchy. We've been talking very intensely.
Yeah, This is a very intense podcast.
So no, this is good though. I see. I like. I like this new style as opposed to just thinking of news and stuff like that. It's like picking topics that we can just go off on. I think that's a good way that we can, keep this interesting.
If you guys like this new style, just tell us. We'll make more. But
I mean, as a somebody that's making it felt like it's been one of the better ones we've done in a while. But like, who knows?
But
because like, here's my thing with news. Like, it's fun to break news down, especially if it's like super interesting. But it's like, most people probably have heard the news by the time they're listening to the podcast, so it's like, whatever. But topics like this,
it's good. It's good.
And I like that it's not like antagonistic either, because I feel like sometimes we're like going at each other, and it's not always fun. But this one, it was just like, I like modern JRPGs. Change my mind.
I just realized that I have to edit this like right after this, and I have to go to bed in an hour.
You have to go to bed in an hour, so it's like 7:30.
Yeah.
Right. Jeez, yeah, it's late here.
Well, we have some questions still, so let's do a little couple questions, not all of them.
Oh my gosh, we still have questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Spaghetti, if you had to get a replacement for the cast of GSP with the folks in the Discord, who do you think would most accurately represent your opinions?
Well, for me, it would be Kraft. No problem, no question. We have similar taste in waifus. We played the same kind of games. I feel like
you took my answer.
So it'd probably be...
You took my answer.
No. I think you wouldn't say Kimpy.
Kimpy's too deep for me, man.
He's too deep.
Yeah, Kimpy. I think Kimpy. I think
on a side note,
I think Kimpy would be like our Connor.
You think so?
Yeah, because he seems more in depth and like sees the more thought out of story stuff and stuff like that. I'm saying stuff a lot because it's tiring. I'm tired right now, but you know what I mean. He better mental faculties than us.
Sure, no, I know what you mean. I will say this only happened once, but I was on a Discord call with Spaghetti and his sister one time, and she was in the middle of playing Persona 5, and they are hilarious together, by the way. They should have a podcast. They're super funny. Like they're just like the way they were going back and forth and yelling at each other, but it was really funny. So if you want to...
Yeah, I was playing Spaghetti fighting games and I was kicking his butt, and then his sister came in the background and was like, "Stop losing. Why are you losing? You're such a weeb."
Yeah. His sister's awesome. I don't even know her name. It's just Spaghetti's sister. That's her name.
Kurt. What is one question that you've never been asked that you wish would have been asked already?
It's a good question.
I don't know. You guys have asked pretty much a lot of questions that I wanted. Like, I really wanted someone to ask the Coco saga.
Mm-hmm.
What else was there? The name?
Maybe some. I don't know.
Not the Giant Sword podcast, but the Last Honest Gamers. Like, where did that come from? Because I remember back in the day. I don't know if you guys still think this at all, but I remember back in the day, people are. Jake, and I think even you said that it sounded like we're super pretentious.
Like pretentious, yeah.
And it sounded very pretentious, and they were hoity-toity, and I'm like, no, it's not that at all. And then what it is I saw in California. I don't know if there's anywhere else. In California, there's a pizza chain called Round Table Pizza, and their slogan is "The Last Honest Pizza." And I was like, "Oh, the Last Honest Gamers. Oh, that sounds cool. I'm gonna just use that."
There you
That's
go.
all it is. I'm pretty sure you can't find this anywhere anymore, and I don't have it anymore. There is an intro with the pizza box that says "Last Honest" and it has gamers and tape in it.
Wow.
So that's all. That's where it's from. It's nothing, no special meaning. It's like Peanut Butter Gamer. There's no meaning to it. It's just I just thought of it randomly. I'm like, that sounds cool.
Got it.
That was my question. What about you, Taylor?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. My brain is zapped. I don't have a good answer.
I kind of want to answer this one because it's been waiting for a long time, but this is gonna be the last one. Shia MS asked, "I'm playing through Trails in the Sky with my friend. Yay!" Her question: what plot twist in Trails in the Sky affected you the most? We can't really say like what the plot twist is exactly.
Yeah. The only one I remember is the cliffhanger at the end. That's the only one I remember.
Because that's the only one he knows. I think he meant the whole series.
Oh, well, I've only played the first one. I was the original Trails in the Sky player, by the way.
Yeah, he bought it.
I just want to remind you all, I bought it when it first came out. Nobody even knew what Trails in the Sky was, or Legend of Heroes, and none of that. So I'm the OG, okay? I brought everybody Harvest Moon. I brought everybody Trails in the Sky. I'm the originator, okay? Like,
it's him. It was all him.
Show some respect to the OGs, okay?
Plot twist and Trails in the Sky affected you the most. What? This is at the beginning of the story, right? So it isn't a spoiler. Estelle's father leaves. All right. In Trails in the Sky, I think 3 or maybe 2, we find out why exactly he left, and that twist that connects to another game of why he was there is just like, whew, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's so vague.
Whoa.
It's so vague, but it's cool how things happen in the first game of Trails in the Sky, but yet somehow connected to another game in the series. But which one? I don't know. You'll have to play them. But
well, if it's based on any spoiler screenshots I saw, I know which one it is.
no, it's actually the games have come out. The game all the games have come out. So you'll find out something that happened in the game, like in the Cold Steel series, but it's very vague. And then in Trails in the Sky 3, you find out what happened during that incident. And then you find out that why it's really cool. It's like a bunch of connecting. Trails in the Sky 3 just explains all these story points that are connected to everything in that story. So like from Crossbell to Cold Steel and Sky stuff. It's really cool. And Crossbell and Cold Steel weren't even out yet. So that was a cool thing.
They had it all planned out.
It's all on a wall. So Shia, Taylor's is the obvious cliffhanger, plot twist. So, but yeah, that would be it for this podcast. Taylor's throat is gone.
Yeah, you can tell it's fading fast.
And we've been going for a long time. And I need to make dinner, and I need to edit this, so it's gonna be fun.
I need to make dinner too, and it's 10:30 here. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm really hungry. And yeah, thanks for listening. This is episode 90. 10 more episodes till 100. I think it's going to be going until next year. I think next year is when episode 100 is going to happen. And when Taylor is in town in December, we'll film something special, and we'll have like a special dance or something for our 100th episode. Right, Taylor?
Sure, we'll do something.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. If you liked what you've listened to, be sure to comment, subscribe. If you have any, if you want to respond to anything we've said, and you want us to respond back to you, the best way to do that is in our YouTube comments, because I lose everything in the Discord because you guys talk too fast.
Unless you post it as a question under the topic section,
Yeah.
But yes, same thing. I can't scroll back. I try to keep up. But
so if you guys want to
sometimes
talk
it just goes.
about our opinions of what we said in the podcast, the best way to do it is on YouTube comments. Especially you guys on the Discord, because I know you guys tend to say stuff on the Discord, and I'm like, this has been 5 hours ago. I can't answer this.
Yep.
So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating on the iTunes, because it helps us grow more. And yeah,
we have so many people coming to Discord from iTunes.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Like Shiro was just like, yeah, I just was looking up RPG podcast and I found you guys. So like apparently there's quite a few people, finding us through that way.
Oh
so
yeah, we gotta do
reviews, ratings, all that stuff.
We gotta do a shout out to our newest patron, Shiro. Thank you. You're awesome.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And yeah, we'll be back next week on Tuesday. See ya.
Peace.